The last 2 weeks, we see a lot more females start to speak out on this whole domestic thing that's going on in Jamaica. You see me, them start get brave up and decide to them now make man put them hands on them no more, because we see 3 females got murdered by them loved ones. You understand, people? So we could get right into these stories. Escape from hell. Domestic abuse survivors share horrific stories. Since December the 31st, the murders of 3 women with all their lovers implicated have made headlines. In response, 2 women told the Star their stories of surviving abuse. 8 years ago, Pauline had to defend herself after her baby father attacked her with a cutlass during an argument. That day was like a nightmare for me. You see, when me look on my hand, I was so frightened. I feel like my breath did go stop. When me see blood a run, she recalled. My big finger did hang off. Them did have to pad it up and then stitch it up. Me get a chop on my right hand and one under my arm to my back. The mark them there, same way, she said. I go to the hospital and I come out back the same day, cause me did want to go stay with me pitney them. Me tell them, say, me not stay in there. Pauline says she empathized with the families of the 3 women. That could have been me. I feel it every time me hear a next woman dead. If woman out there live like this, them need to leave. Too much away are dead off. Pack up and leave and report them, she said. Mary said that God gave her the courage to run away from the 3-year relationship she had with the father of 2 of her 3 children. They would go on dates and he took really great care of her daughter that wasn't his. But everything changed after she got pregnant and had her second daughter. The first time he hit me, it was because I refused to iron a shirt for him, she said. Mary said that he drove so much fear into her that she refused to speak about the violent encounters with even her closest friends. The final straw was when he shot her mere weeks after she gave birth to her 3rd daughter. Mary had gone to run errands, and when she returned after the 1-hour deadline he had given her, he accused her of cheating. Next thing she knew, she was on the ground and her stomach was burning really bad, she said. Mary said that as she lay in shock, bleeding profusely, a friend stopped him from shooting again. I heard him telling his friend that the gun accidentally went off. He began crying and was begging me to not die and was telling me how sorry he was. But on the way to the hospital, he told me to tell the doctors that I was shot at my gate by a robber, and out of fear, that's what I did, she said. Her deranged partner came to the hospital the day after the surgery and demanded that she sign herself out, declaring that she was not that sick. He packed up her belongings and said that she must go and tell the staff that she was going home. The same night, he demanded that she and him have sex, and he was so rough that the stitches almost broke away, she said. Mary could take no more and planned her getaway with a relative. A week later, her partner sent her to buy groceries. I told him I was carrying my big daughter to help me with the things, and I used the money that he gave me for groceries, and we left to stay with the relative. Even when I was on the bus, I kept looking back because somehow I felt he was trailing me, she said. Mary said that she didn't want to leave her other 2 daughters, but felt she had no choice. I never returned to the area until about 3 years later when I heard he moved to another community. He had left the kids with his family, so I got to see my girls, she said. With the assistance of the police, Mary was able to regain custody of her children and has been living in a different section of the island since. Alright, people, so I see some things where some of them women have to go through, may I tell you. And one of the things them I notice is a lot of females where I get beaten from man. Seeing them not tell nobody, not even a good friend, you know, you understand? Them act like them relationship all good. And I think the man kind of drill that in them, because no man no want a woman go out there and talk certain things, you understand? And say, yo, you know, say my beat me and rate it, you understand what I say, people? But this is where them go wrong, because it never always end good, yeah?